I'm Lillian Savoy here at Awake and Change Podcast, and I'm so excited to talk to you today, as I am every week. My brain just goes into this whole wondering what we're going to talk about today, and then I picture you, and it just comes flooding in. So I hope that you enjoyed today. We're going to be talking about the strange experience that I had in my meditation the other day, and why this helps me overcome anxiety and how I don't struggle with anxiety because I'm connected to beings that maybe we can't see. So if you struggle with anxiety or you battle with it or it creeps in and ruins your day, this one is for you. So let's get rolling. All right, so it was nighttime. And I had the house to myself. And I was like, I need to get 15 minutes of meditation in before someone comes home. So I lay on my table, my heated jade mat underneath, and the house is very quiet. The dogs are in the kitchen. And cover myself up. I put crystals on my heart, and then I usually hold a crystal here, and then I cover myself up with a warm wool blanket. So the machine crackly noise to begin with. So it's like ring, really high pitched. So I knew that an entity. All right. Now, if you are one of my friends that doesn't know what an entity is or an aura, then basically it's a spirit from another realm that is visiting you. Some are good, some are not, or maybe I should say some are high vibe, some are medium vibe, some are low vibe. Okay. So this entity, when we have spirits or entities by us, it causes a different frequency. So the biophotonic light machine knew this and was all of a sudden at this high pitch, like, whee! And I said, oh my, it really must be clearing something that was attached to me. Because what happens is our aura is around our physical body as an energetic like bubble. And our aura can be up to 6 feet, rare ones up to 9 feet, but things get trapped. Other people's emotions get trapped in our aura. Our own shit gets trapped in our aura. If we travel, messages get trapped, little entities get trapped, and even pain and stuff gets trapped in our aura. So the machine is making this high-pitched frequency vibe, okay, just way, way higher than nails on a chalkboard. Hold on, I'm taking a sip of this most beautiful chocolate and chai tea from the tea room in Covington, a gift from my lovely BFF, Erin, who gave me this as an early Christmas present, and it is just fabulous. So if you're looking for somewhere to go to get a little treat for you and a kid or a present, visit the tea room in Covington and get the chocolate and chai tea. So let's take a sip real quick. Okay. Oh, yes. So good. Doesn't even need milk. I put hot water in it. You can add milk if you'd like it creamier, but it's already so creamy. And I actually can drink it before bed and it doesn't keep me awake. So it obviously does not have a lot of caffeine in it. Okay. So back to the biophotonic. All right. So here I am. It's high pitched. And then all of a sudden I get this spooky feeling and I kind of like catch my breath. And I'm kind of scared. And then I look over to the side and something turned my sauna on. So my little infrared sauna, it's not little, I guess it's like 6 feet. Someone turned on the sauna, which was across the room. And I just flipped. And I was like, look, whoever you are in this room, it's time for you to go. Because first of all, I don't like to be scared. I have very hard boundaries with spirits that come visit me. They have to come visit me when I'm fully awake during the day. So I set my boundaries with the spirits always. I'm like, don't visit me at night. Don't scare me. Don't come in my room. Don't wake me up at night. Don't come to me in my dreams, which one did yesterday. And I was really kind of pissed. So I immediately called in Archangel Michael and said, Archangel Michael, please come in. Archangel Michael is the one with the huge white wings and the giant sword with the big sapphire on it. And I said, Archangel Michael, clear this room. send this spirit to the light because I don't like to be scared. I've told them that they're not appreciating my boundary. And so they got to go. And I was like, and while you're at it, so I called in the other angels, Archangel Raphael. Raphael does a lot with the heart chakra. I called in Archangel Sandalphon. Sandalphon works with the ground. So Sandalphon is like the boundary holder for the ground and the spirits below the ground. So I called in Sandalphon. And then Metatron. Metatron is the angel that works above our head and then accesses us to the Christ energy, God energy. And he's the portal holder above our head. And then Archangel Uriel out in front of us that leads us the way, the red carpet angel. That's how I picture Archangel Uriel. It's like rolling out the red carpet of life, right? So I called in these angels and I was like, look, angels, while you're here, obviously I'm missing something because something's scaring me. So I've let my boundary down or something's in my aura that's bothering me. So please go through my house and clear my son's room, clear the game room, clear the living room, clear our room. And I went through every house, every room and cleared using the angels. And all you have to do with the angels is tell them what to clear. That's it. It is that easy. Use their angel name. I like to picture them. So like when I picture Archangel Michael, I picture the giant sword with a big sapphire on it. So he's like slicing and dicing through my house. With Archangel Raphael, I pick a big green emerald. I picture that green emerald just really being in my heart and filling my heart with compassion and love if I'm scared or angry or mad or anything like that. This tea's so good. Then Sandalphon, just to keep the house and me grounded, right? I don't need to be freaked out or scared. Just need to be grounded. Here, I'm trying to meditate, right? So all of a sudden I'm spooked, I'm scared. I talk to spirits all the time. I don't know why I'm scared, but I don't really like unannounced visitors. Okay, so then I get this message. I'm still at the lights. It's still kind of making not a high pitched anymore, just a regular buzzing. And I was like, oh, I'm getting some messages from the beings below my house. Now, if you haven't listened to my podcast, Welcome to the Well Hole, it was one of the first ones I did. And it's all about these beings underneath my house. But the bigger message is that I was sick when I moved from one house to this house. And I just was not getting well. I ended up having lots of physical symptoms and weight gain. I probably gained 20 pounds maybe. And I ripped my shoulder out of place. My gut was off and bloated. I always looked pregnant. And I was lethargic. My business was tanking. And I thought the business was because of my shoulder. I really couldn't work as much and I had to really reevaluate my life. But the underlying tool was that I was sick. So I met a guy who had a hand in working with my biophotonic light machines and he helped develop them. And I just asked him, because the biophotonic light machines also kept going out. And he was like, even him and the creator of the light machines were like, we have never had problems with these machines until you. And I was like, well, these machines are in my house and they each have a grounding unit and they're not on the same wall of the circuit. I even had an electrician come out and they were like, well, why does your machine keep blowing the generator? And I was like, I don't know. But I eventually got to the root of it, because I told him what I did for a living and I do intuitive readings and I speak to a lot of spirits and I do a lot of entity clearings and a lot of work in the spiritual realm. And he asked me for my address and he did some intuitive work and he said, Lillian, you are in a sick house. And I was like, I'm in a sick house? Well, that's unfortunate because I just moved in here. And now that you mention it, though, the kids are always sick. I am sick. My husband's never sick, so I don't really understand that. But both of our businesses were taking a hit then. I was like, this is so interesting. Like, I have a sick house, but he's been in this house for a long time. And he was like, it doesn't matter. He's been in it's a sick house. You have a giant hole underneath the house with beings that are unhappy with you. And I was like, okay. So that kind of gives you the gist of what the first podcast goes into, okay, that I did. If you want to go back and I was like, well, we can't really move. We don't have the finances to like sell our house, right? I just left my other house. We're in this house. We've just painted, moved all the furniture in, got the kids all settled. We can't just like up and move from a sick house. So I changed my intention that it was going to be a well house and that I'm going to try and make friends with these beings. And he said, oh, well, they don't really make friends with people. You're going to have to really go in, be humble. And I did. So in my meditation, I went in and made friends with, I wouldn't say friends, but I got their permission to speak with them and to begin to form a relationship with them. Now, fast forward a year and a half since I did that first podcast. Okay, so I'm in my meditation. The sauna is still on. I've cleared the house with angels. But now I'm getting my intuitive hit, my message that I need to talk, that the beings have something to tell me because they speak in frequency. Okay. So I said, sure. What do you need? And they said, we need your liquid gold again, which is what they told me a year and a half ago when I met them and said, what can I do in order not to make this a sick house anymore? I need to make it a well house because we don't just have $1 million to go buy a new house with a pool and 6 bedrooms for all the freaking kids we have. Okay, so a year and a half ago, they asked for liquid gold. And I gave it to them. And I, since then, have had several conversations with them where I have given them liquid gold. And I did the same thing this time, except this time they told me that they wanted me to put liquid gold all on the roof of the house, starting at the tip of the roof of the house, going down both sides, down the windows, down the walls, into the ground, and then seeping into the ground. Now, underneath my house, it looks like if you've watched Indiana Jones, if you're my age or somewhere around it, okay, if you've watched Indiana Jones, and I don't remember which one, but when he goes down and they all have like these masks on their face and they're doing like these sacrifices and everything's like cave looking with dark red tones, okay, that's what it looks like underneath. So why they wanted liquid gold, I don't know. But after I covered the roof of the house, covered all the walls of the house, covered the windows, and seeped it into the ground and gave them liquid gold, I heard in frequency talk, not in English talk. I know this sounds so weird, but it's true. Okay, so I heard, thank you. And then I was like, well, what are you going to do? What can you do for me? And they were like, I don't know, name it. And I was like, well, look, there's this missing kid out there right now. He's been missing for like 10 days. They don't really have any leads. They don't know where he is, but could you help find the kid? And they were like, sure. Okay. So this was probably 8 p.m. Ooh, I'm getting hot with goosebumps. So that was probably like 8:30 at night, the night before. The next day in my Facebook feed, the boy was found. They just said, he's safe. He's okay. He's been found. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. Thank you. And that was it. I didn't know the boy. A lot of people I knew the boy. I did not. But while I'm down there, if these beings are controlling how my house is, how my business is, how my health is, right? And basically it's their territory because they are in the core of the earth underneath my house. And my house is on top of their territory, if you think about it, right? Because our houses are out in the open. We don't really know what's underneath. We don't know what kind of world's under there. I mean, I've seen their world, but in general, we don't know. So why not ask for a big favor while I'm speaking to them, which by 10 a.m. the next morning, the boy had been found. So I thought that was so freaking cool. So happy for the family, so happy for the boy, and so happy that my beings literally played a part in it. And, sometimes my ego comes in and says, oh, they didn't find the boy. They didn't help, da, 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 da. And I'm like, no, you're in meditation. You have spirits visiting you. They're turning on your sauna. They're asking for liquid gold. You have angels clearing your house. Mine as well. I mean, you already know that you're talking to them. You're seeing visuals. You're talking to them. You're open. You're doing all the intuitive things, right? Why not ask for a favor? Ask for what you need and see if it delivers. And it did. So then after I asked that, okay, and they said, okay, done. My sauna turned off by itself. And then that was it. My lights clicked off and I was done with my meditation. And I was like, whoa, that was the weirdest, the scariest, the most fulfilling, and the most interesting meditation I've had in a while. And I do a lot of meditating because I think it's so cool to go to the other realms to see what's out there, because we get so involved in our human, materialistic, what's wrong with me? What's right with me? What can I do to make money? How can I grow my business? Who are my friends? Where are we going out to eat? It's like all that human stuff kind of gets in the way, right? Because we're supposed to be living the human stuff, but meditating, going to a different realm, talking to a different being. I don't like getting visited by spooky things, but it's part of the job. And it's part of us being human because we are living on planet Earth with spirits. So how does that all tie into releasing anxiety and being well, right? So ever since I started talking to the beings and working with them, I have been well. I have rebuilt my business in a different way. I'm a different person. I am happy. I am healthy. The kids are happy. The kids are healthy. The house feels different. It feels like it works with me instead of against me. It's part of me. So some of the things, of the clues that you can look at is everybody sick in the house all the time? Okay. Are you working so hard and it just feels like the energy is so low? Are you having constant leaks, cracks, problems in your house? I remember during that time, oh my gosh, we had 3 roof leaks. I'm going to have to go back and listen to my own podcast, but we had roof leaks. We did have to get a new roof. We had, rats in the attic, or someone got in through a hole. We had all these things happening in our house, and the house and the land and the beings needed to be appreciated, because I had just come from a house that I love and still appreciate. It has a beautiful live oak on it. It's just, it's amazing. It has such good vibes. But it wasn't big enough for our family. So we moved in here. And this doesn't have live oaks and the same underneath the house, right? It has different beings. But as soon as me and the beings started working together, my health started improving. My wealth started improving. My friends started improving. I'm talking about like our deep relationships, not just like surface shit, just like good quality relationships that, I desire in my lifetime. And hopefully you do too. But why would you think that a house would prevent that? But if you're spending a majority of the time in your house, which we all are these days, right? We spend a lot of time indoors and less time connecting with nature. Then the house gives us a lot of clues on what is going on in our own life. Are you taking time to meditate while you're in your house to see if something needs to be cleared in a bedroom, or maybe there's a spirit hanging out in the corner making your son or daughter sick, or maybe there is, a crack, a water leak that your spirit guides will tell you if you're quiet for 10 minutes to meditate. What I learned from this is that we just go, 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 and we forget to just be quiet and meditate and get the answers from our own house, from our beings under the house. And what this does for me is it immediately takes away any anxiety I have. So if I'm feeling anxious about making money, then I just need to meditate, talk to some spirit guides about money or work, or what do I need to do to change, or how can I improve my attitude, or how can I be a different person if I do this? And then poof, the anxiety goes away. Same thing with your health. Like I was really struggling with parasites, then it was physical, then it was weight gain. And, I'm just like, okay, what do I need to do? I need to work with my guides, my spirit guides. You can work with angels, God. I can show you how to work with regular spirit guides and say, look, I need help. I'm eating too much cheese, or I'm having too much sugar. I need you to show me the way. Provide the person that's in my life that can show me how to have a better diet, cook more, eat less fast food. There's so many temptations out there right now with, driving and going into fast food because we're all being, we're just all working at warp speed. But you don't get the intuitive messages and the clues and the gold nuggets, literally, if you don't stop to meditate and actually talk to your house, talk to your land, talk to the beings around you. Take time to watch the birds, see if they're giving you any clues or messages. That's how we knew we had rats, because I was feeding the birds and then I caught the rats at night eating my bird seed with like 8-inch tails. It was disgusting. And then, if we can slow down and really see what's going on in our house, it will tell us a lot about relationships that we're all having, both in and out of the house, what our body is doing and changing, and how we can improve that. It literally releases our anger and anxiety, whether yours shows up as form as anger, or if it shows up as form of worry, or if it shows up as a form of frustration or no motivation, lack of inspiration. So all of those things, we need to slow down and talk to our spirit guides so that they can release the burden from us. And as scary as these beings were underneath my house, they have become a part of me. And I still want to move. And not because I'm scared of them being underneath the house anymore, just because I'm ready to leave Louisiana. But when spirits and you walk the same path together, then you're not scared of anything anymore. And the same unfortunate human shit still happens, whether you have spirit guides or not, because that's why we're put on this planet, to experience the human existence, right? And with that existence comes resistance, comes problems, comes, health issues and friendship issues and money issues. That's the human experience. However, when you have spirit guides that you can talk to, whether it be angels or love blob, that was one of my guides for a long time, because I love to help people in relationships. I love to help people be in love, find out love, explore love, all that kind of stuff. So for a while, I had a spirit guide, and I called him Love Blob because he looked like the Blob in the 1980s horror movie. Except he was light gray and not dark black in the pond. He was light gray, and he lived in the air and not the ground. So I called him Love Blob because he came in with all the relationship coaching and stuff. So, and he helped me with my own love life and my own marriage and my relationships with my kids, so that when something went wrong, I didn't have to just rely on me. I had to call in Love Blob, or I had to call in Archangel Raphael and ask for the green emerald again and say, please help me. I'm really struggling in my relationship right now. What can I do differently? Or please help me right now because I do not want to say I'm sorry. And I know I'm right about this. So I'm going to need some different angle. How many of you like dig your heels in and you're like, wait, I know I'm right about that. So I'm not really ready to say I'm sorry because it's not really feeling like my fault. I remember going through that. Oh my God, when we got married for so long, it was like, wait, I've said I'm sorry like 10 times. So, and you've said sorry once. So we're going to have to even this out. And now over time it has evened out. And then now I'm like, wait, have I said sorry enough? Have I said sorry enough? Or have I been the one to only say sorry once and you've said sorry 10 times? So Love Blob, Archangel Raphael would come in and help me through all of that. And they can help you. And that allows me to take off the anxiety that lives in our chest and that lives in our head and tortures us and just helps us relax and then release. And once we relax and release, then our bodies can heal and actually our nervous system can regulate. And we can decide to listen to our intuition and listen to that strong muscle we've built and actually make confident decisions about what to do next, whether you're in an argument or whether you have a visitor during your meditation that scares you, or whether you need to move or not, or how to solve a big problem. You call in your guides. Call in your guides and you ask them for help. And it feels so nice, okay? Because I'm very independent and I'm definitely on the stubborn side. And I have many previous lifetimes of being a builder, right? So I'm very like methodical, like this step first, then this step, right? So when I get stuck and get in my own way, which I know y'all can relate to, right? I know you can, because we each have our own process. And when our process gets thrown off, we get thrown off. However, if we give up our process and talk to our guides and ask for them to help us, then it's not another human helping us. It's a spirit guide. Therefore, our ego doesn't really get as involved because you're not relying on another human. You're relying on a spirit guide. And so it kind of throws the ego off a little bit. It's like, wait, she's trusting Archangel Michael right now to clear her house. I mean, don't you want to call somebody and then pay for a cleansing and da-da-da-da-da? It's like, no, I can cleanse this with my spirit guides and my confidence and experimentation. That's the key, is are you willing to experiment? Are you willing to get to know your guides? Are you willing to be quiet and spend 15 minutes with your land, with your house, asking for advice? And then the big thing is, are you willing to receive the advice? And if you receive the advice, can you not question it? Because if I had questioned when they asked me for liquid gold, right? And I was like, liquid gold? That's weird. What is liquid gold? Why would you need liquid gold? I mean, no one really has liquid gold. my ego could have come in and sabotaged the entire meditation, right? Instead, I'm like, sure, liquid gold. Let's drape the whole house in liquid gold. Let's do the windows, the walls, the underneath the house. Let's just douse it with liquid gold. So it's interesting because the ego can't really survive if you're connected to spirit. And that's the biggest thing. It's like we want to try and lead a spirit-led life and not an ego-led life. And our ego just comes in and is ready to rationalize and fight. And our spirit is like, isn't this cool shit? Let's try this. Okay, yeah, do this, do that, do this, and ask for this. Oh, and while you're there, ask for that. Because we live in an unlimited universe and unlimited abundance. But we have to get out of our own way in order to do it. And my way is to talk with spirit guides, with angels, with the beings under my house. That is how I feel more secure with myself, my body, my decisions, than just asking friends or family of their opinions or what I should do, or sitting there back and forth in my brain and having this like ping pong match back and forth with my ego. And the ego's always, always, always going to be mean. So you can go back to the podcast, Perfect As You Are, and that I recorded a long time ago. And our ego is just not meant to be our big cheerleader, but our spirit guides are. And if we forget to use them, they leave. So even better than to be reminded to always be speaking with your spirit guides, asking them for everything. Ask them for new clothes, ask them for money, ask them for all your material stuff. So you don't have to bog down your head with all your materialistic requests. Then if you're working on your health, ask them, please provide a mentor or a person that can help me with my health. Please provide me with what I need to cleanse out heavy metals. Please provide me with what I need to cleanse out my parasites. What should I be eating? What should I be working out? What's the best workout for my body? You can ask your spirit guides all of this. And then your job is just to take moments alone in quiet and converse back and forth with them. Okay, you can ask where to eat, where to live, what should you be doing in your life, what's your grand purpose, and they will provide the resources. Whether all of a sudden someone gifts you a book that you didn't know you needed, tells you to listen to a podcast you didn't know you need to listen to, brings you a gift and drops it on your doorstep, makes you a meal that, oh my gosh, it changed your life and now you need to be a cook, right? Guides have a beautiful way of bringing you everything that you need, which relieves the stress and relieves the anxiety off of you like poof, magic. But really, it's just the spirit realm helping you in the human realm. And isn't that amazing? And I am not anxious, and that is why. Because I am constantly tapping into my intuition and talking to my spirit guides to help me release what is bothering me instead of having that stupid conversation with my ego back and forth like a ping pong match. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm about to flip out. What do I need to do here? And then I'll call in my guides and be like, oh my God, please settle me down. Give me a nice way to say this. And then boom, 5 minutes later, within 5 minutes, I have an answer. I have a nice response that feels good on the inside, feels good on the outside. It's not an overreactive response. And the key also to this is, remember, if you're drinking or if you're on drugs or if you're having excess wine, you're not going to be tapping into your intuition and using it that way. This is for the sober side. The second that you have wine and you let down your senses or alcohol or this and that, I cannot guarantee that you are going to connect to your spirit and your spirit guides. With practice, you will be able to, but your ego will come in first, more than likely. So save this. Try not to do this when you're buzzed and when you've been drinking or smoking pot or anything like that. Just save it. It's a sober practice. And you will also really connect, and it will bring you a high that's natural, and it will feel so good and confirm for you that you are on the right path and you are doing the right thing. And it will feel so good. The exact opposite of how anxiety and illness and sickness and weight gain and all that feels. It feels just so good. So that's my big tip. That's my big secret. And that is how I'm able to live without anxiety, by building my relationship with spirit and with all the guides that have so much fun. And you can have fun too. And you can release all your anxiety as well. And if you need help, call me. I am launching my new membership. I'm very excited. And I just want to spend 2 minutes on this. For the first week, it'll be founders only rate. You will get an email in the next 2 days if you're on my email list. If you're not, please visit awakenchange.com. You can join my email list and I will send you an email. But I'm going to have a amazing, beautiful membership where we can all connect and learn about cool shit like spirit guides and how that helps us stay healthy, wealthy, and alive. Because I don't know about you, but I want to experience so many more years of this amazing earth and all it has to offer. And there's so much to learn. And I want to share it with you. When I have crazy stories, fun stories, tips, tricks, I want to share all of that with you in the membership. And I also want to hear from you, what you're experiencing, what you need help with. Even if you don't need help with anything, what do you want to learn? What is cool to you that maybe, you haven't thought of, that you would like, to learn about? And so the membership is launching in the next 3 days. So stay tuned. And I hope that I see you more in my membership circle. And I hope you have a great, great, great day, evening, morning, whenever you're listening to this. I love you and I really appreciate your time. And I'm very gracious that you give me your time. And I feel your energy. I really do. I feel it. And I am very thankful for it. So I wish you the best. Sat Nam. And we will talk again. Bye.